Once upon a time, there was a wise king who was renowned for the prosperity of his kingdom and the happiness of his people. However, as the king grew older, he realized the need to choose a suitable heir to the throne. Therefore, the king decided to organize a nationwide selection process. He invited many young individuals to participate, requiring them to study and practice for a year to showcase their talents and virtues. One young man named Aidan stood before the king. He was known as a devout and diligent student, praised for his intelligence and kind heart. The king was deeply impressed by his potential and qualities. The king said to Wu Ming, "I have two special boxes. One is a golden box filled with wealth and treasures, while the other is a silver box containing a translucent gemstone. You may choose one of these boxes, but you can only choose one." Aidan fell into deep contemplation. He knew that this choice would have a significant impact on his future. He pondered his motives and values. On the eve of the decision, Aidan visited a temple and sought guidance from a wise sage. The sage said to him, "Child, wealth and treasures can bring you temporary happiness, but they are fleeting. On the other hand, the translucent gemstone represents wisdom and compassion, which will bring you lasting happiness and inner peace. Choose your deepest desire." The next day, Aidan stood before the king and resolutely chose the silver box. He understood that the pursuit of wealth and material possessions was not the ultimate goal in life. True happiness came from wisdom and compassion. The king was pleased with Wu Ming's choice, knowing that he possessed the potential to become a great ruler. Thus, the king entrusted the translucent gemstone to Adonand, imparted upon him wisdom about leadership and compassion. Aidan returned to the king's palace as the new king. He governed the kingdom with a mindset of wisdom and compassion, caring for the well-being of his people and establishing a harmonious and prosperous society. Choice is an integral part of our lives. Each of us faces various choices, big and small, that have significant impacts on our journey. Choice is the embodiment of our free will. Buddhism teaches us that as human beings, we possess the ability to make choices and have autonomy over our actions and thoughts. However, we must also realize that every choice brings about corresponding outcomes and responsibilities. Therefore, we need to carefully consider our choices in order to generate positive impacts. Our choices directly relate to our happiness and inner peace. Buddhism teaches us to reduce suffering and turmoil through wise choices. When we make decisions based on wisdom and compassion, our hearts feel calm and content. On the other hand, if we make choices hastily or selfishly, we may find ourselves in pain and regret. Our mindset and attitude are crucial when faced with choices. A positive mindset and an open attitude can help us better accept and adapt to different options. Instead of succumbing to anxiety and hesitation, we can cultivate a mindset of calmness, self-assurance, and courage to make better decisions. Choice often comes with uncertainty, and we cannot predict the future outcomes. However, Buddhism teaches us to embrace the existence of uncertainty and let go of rigid attachments. By observing and understanding the current conditions, as well as reflecting on past experiences, we can make choices based on wisdom and intuition. Choice is not only about ourselves, it also involves the impact on others and the environment. Buddhism emphasizes that we should take responsibility for our choices and be aware of how our actions affect others and the world as a whole. Therefore, when making choices, we should consider the interests of others and strive to avoid causing pain or harm to them. One of the purposes of Buddhist practice is to cultivate wisdom. Through practice and deep contemplation, we can transcend superficial desires and attachments, gaining a better understanding of the essence and truth of things. Wisdom enables us to see the nature of choices and discern what is truly beneficial and enduring. Through practice and cultivating wisdom, we can make wiser and more compassionate choices. Choice is a process of learning and growth. We can learn from observing the outcomes and consequences of our choices, continuously improving our judgment and decision-making abilities. Buddhism encourages us to maintain humility and open-mindedness, accepting mistakes and failures, and learning from them. Through continuous learning and growth, we can become wiser and more enlightened in our choices. So, how can we make wise choices? Mindfulness and awareness are important practices in Buddhism. By cultivating mindfulness and awareness, we can observe and understand our inner selves and the external environment. This awareness helps us gain a better understanding of our desires, motivations, and emotions, enabling us to make wiser choices. Buddhism teaches us to cultivate wisdom to perceive the nature and truth of things. Wisdom allows us to see the consequences and impacts of our choices, enabling us to make judgments that maximize benefits. Through deep contemplation and calm analysis, we can avoid being influenced by biases and emotions, making wiser choices. Buddhism guides us to transcend short-sighted desires and consider the long-term effects of our choices. Sometimes, immediate gratification may lead to long-term suffering, while sacrificing present happiness may bring greater benefits. Therefore, we need to consider choices from a long-term perspective, pursuing long-term happiness and benefits. Buddhism teaches us to cultivate compassion and a caring attitude towards others. When making choices, we should consider the interests and happiness of others. Our choices should not solely satisfy personal desires, but should be guided by the greater good, promoting social harmony and happiness. Practice and meditation. Buddhism teaches us to cultivate inner peace and wisdom through practice and meditation. Through mindfulness and focusing on the present moment, we can see reality clearly and make wiser choices. Practice and meditation also help us transcend self-centeredness and desires, leading to selfless and beneficial choices. Choice is an important part of our life journey, shaping our character and influencing our destiny. As Buddhists, we should make choices with wisdom and compassion, exercising caution. By cultivating mindfulness and awareness, developing wisdom, considering the long-term perspective, caring for others, practicing and meditating, we can find inner peace and happiness in our choices and bring maximum benefits to ourselves and others. Lastly, I want to remind everyone that choice is not an instant process. It requires our continuous practice and effort. When making choices, we may make mistakes, but they also present opportunities for growth and learning. Through reflection and correction, we can continuously elevate our wisdom and insight, gradually making wiser and more beneficial choices. May we all find wisdom and happiness in our choices and create a bright future for ourselves and others. Thank you for being a part of this extraordinary video. I am confident that you have been bestowed with awe-inspiring revelations, igniting a fire of inspiration and boundless enthusiasm within you. As you bask in this newfound wisdom, why not spread its radiant light to your cherished friends? And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, ensuring that you stay connected to our future offerings. See you next time, my friends.